and gentlemen, the Hilux made it. 400 kilometers and more down south, and we are finally at the heart of where our destination begins. To our viewers tuned in right now, I want to say maray na aga po sa Indonga Boss and welcome to Bicol Region. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Batanes of the South. This is Siruma, Bicol. So here it is, we finally made it. Really exciting. A few challenges getting here and there, twisty roads, a little tricky getting around, but you know, we're here and it is quite a sight to see. You guys should be here. All right, it's a place to really go to. All right. Experience. It's not your typical other type of overland. This one of the big things I'm finding different here is that there's a bit of a lack of traction for this particular route. The side of town's been rainy all week. Pretty interesting to be here. Buti na lang though, despite the traction issues, our BF Goodrich tires is there to save the day. Talagang ramdam na ramdam mo yung kapit now while you're going through this rough terrain. Alright guys, so it's the second day of overlanding and it's approximately 8 o'clock in the morning. Some of the guys are still waking up, some of them are getting ready. We have a full day ahead before we proceed with the rest of the things we need to do for today. But before anything else, I'm going to share with you one of the products given to us by our friends from Happy Go Nutty. Oh, they actually sponsored our shoot for today, and again, thank you very much to our friends from HG for giving us these peanut butter jars to enjoy. Alright guys, so here we are, we're at Overlanding Camarines Sur, and before anything else though, I should give you guys a quick tour of what to expect when you do go overlanding. Now, this is at CamSur Beach, and before anything else though, as you can see behind me, this is the main entrance, and this is actually the only point where you have any signal whatsoever. So as you can see, you can come in through here. Look at the road, a lot of cars do go through here. Dito natin dinaan yung mga BF Goodrich tires natin kanina. Yeah, it was quite a drive to get here yesterday. Now we were able to get a bit of sleep, get caught up. It was a little rainy though last night, so it's a bit of an adjustment. A little cold, but still nevertheless enjoyable. It does help to have an umbrella. You know, we have this Profender umbrella from the Ridemax merchandise that yeah, I'll be using to get around. And really, overlanding, it's not an expensive hobby, you know, when you look at it that way. The important part though, and we've emphasized this so many times, is that you have to do this with friends. It's tricky to do it alone because it's hard to get yourself out of a sticky situation. This is the corner of JEC Episodes and Company. Sila JEC Episodes yan, sila FSR. You can see the food is set up right there. They have their overlanding tents. Pretty nice stuff, pretty heavy duty, okay? Handang-handa sila boss for all of this. And then, look a little bit more there to to the other side, in front of Boss JEC's corner, is our corner. All right, that's where the Hilux is. Hi, Boss JEC. Good morning. Say hi to the camera.
Good morning.
We're at the front of the main area. Behind the camera is where our corner is. This is where we camped out. And if you cross the other side, that's where the beach is. So imagine being parked right in front of the beach. That's the whole feeling right there. And look more on the other side, we have more off-roaders here. Let's go somewhere else. All right, let's take a walk around. Look at this car already. This Ford Ranger was clean when it first rode with us. Off to the beach. Let's go to the beach, guys. You don't always need to be fully equipped when you do go overlanding. All you have to be is familiar with yourself and your crew. It's not required for you to have a full awning tent, you know. There are essentials, more other essentials. I would encourage you to invest in the visibility, because driving at night on country roads is actually very, very tricky. Let's go back to the other side. All right, guys, this is where the beach tour ends, but where the adventure begins, all right? So I showed you everything from start to finish, who's part of the show, who's in the show, and who's joining us for the show. Now, in just a bit though, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna head back to our camp because it's time for us to interview FSR and JEC. Guys, tara, games muna tayo.
Number 1 natin para premyo, come up. Okay.
Let's get it on!
Go dapat ha. 1, go!
Pinagpigyan namin. Kahit akala ko kaya namin. Alright, so guys, we're about to start the interview. But before anything else though, mga guys, ano ba ginagawa natin dito?
Nag-aaksaya ng oras!
FSR, ano ginagawa mo dito?
Nag-aaksaya ako ng pera!
Okay, so guys, again, thanks for inviting us on behalf of Team Ridemax Philippines. Maraming salamat po. Let's get to know the whole Pilipinas Offroaders team. Sino-sino ba tayo? Ano-ano bang mga rigs natin? Boss, let's start with you.
I'm using FJ Cruiser. Code name ko is iGreen. Right now, ang mga nakakabit sa akin ng pang overlanding, I'm using ARB owning and room tent. And then, Kamap winch yung kabit ko sa harapan. And then, marami pang iba.
My personal rig for overlanding is FJ Cruiser din. No? I'm using BB51 suspension, owning tent, owning room, and rigid light, Kamap winch, and BFG tires, and fuel mags.
Boss JEC.
My name is JEC. Mostly ganun din, pare-parehas naman kami. Kamap winch, VLF wheels, rigid.
I'm Christian from Offroad Enthusiast and Philips na rin. Ang rig ko ay Toyota Hilux with ARB accessories, tapos possibly magpapalit na rin ng winch eh.
May kilala kaming pwede may winch dyan. Ano mo yung Kamap winch?
Baka naman.
I'm Elvin Esguera. You can call me Bean for short. I'm using an FJ Cruiser. Basically, the same setup, using ARB, Sonar, Kamap winch na din.
I'm Sok. Isa ako sa pinakamatagal na member ng Pilipinas Offroader.
Pinakamatanda.
Pinaka-experience.
Ang gamit ko, FJ Cruiser, lahat ng setup. Halos same na rin sa mga nakakabit sa kanila. At I'm using Kamap winch, front and rear. Siyempre, lahat ng pang-backup, Kamap winch yan.
My name is JP Alqueros. Kung sinabi ni Kwasok na siya yung hirap, ako naman yung sarap. Dahil kasi pagka nag-trail kami, di ako napuputikan.
Yun, ako nga pala si Alvin Reyodica. My code name is F-Boy. Ng Pilipinas Offroaders. Okay, F-Boy ha.
Parang
Yun.
nakita ko ng FG na yun sa daan ah.
Ang setup ng sakyan ko, yun, nakakamap winch, BP51, yun, naka-solid axle na FJ.
Kasabay nga kita sa daan pag humahataw talagang ingay ng tambucho, ano?
Basta isa ako sa mabait na member ng Pilipinas Offroader.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yun.
Boss Dino, what car are you driving? Go ahead.
I'm driving an FJ Cruiser normally. I have the same setup like Boss FSR, ARB tent, ARB owning, ARB rooftop, ARB bumpers, PP51.
So it's a great setup. We enjoy a lot. I'm also driving a Ford Ranger Wild Track,
Which you're using right now.
which I'm
today.
using right
Yeah.
now, also with a ARB setup, the bumper and the front.
Hi, it's Kuyang F. Ganadin here. Gamit ko is Toyota Hilux. I got ARB accessories as well. Soon, come up winch, obviously. Baka naman. Pero nandun na daw eh. Tapos, BF Goodrich Stars KO2. Overland setup pa lang yung Hilux ka. Alright, thank you so much.
I'm Richard Alan Riodica. Ako nga pala yung pinakamabait na member ng Pilops.
Ang dami ng pinakababay dito ah.
Para hindi mapali sa picture, kailangan naka-FJ. Kaya naka-FJ na rin ako. Same lang din naman na setup, ARB, tapos naka-BP51, naka-rigid.
I'm Mark Anthony, currently newest family member of the team. I'm using Wild Track 3.2. I started few months ago for Overlanding. Then it's my first group here in Manila.
Okay, so we're going on to our next question. It's simple lang naman. How did you all get into overlanding? Go ahead, Boss Jack. Let's start with you.
Started overlanding. Actually, first activity ko is overlanding 2018 with Overland Kings. Then, after that, sumama na ako kay FSR. Yung overland naging overnight. Tapos, kung ano-ano na. Giba-giba na yung sasakyan namin.
Over anything na.
The overlanding experience kasi na what we're doing is hindi lang siya overland. So, laging may trail din siya.
Yeah.
Kasi yung ibang overland is simple as pupunta ka sa site and then doon ka lang. So kami, ang ginagawa, magte-trail muna and then saka kami magka-camp.
Ang first experience ko ng 4 years ago, no, meron kaming mga kaibigan for 4x4 expedition, no. Before, kami nga nila JEC decided to put up to Pilipinas Offroaders, no. And then, yung trail kasi namin is at almost extreme offroader talaga kami. Tapos dumating kami sa point na yung mga campsite namin is yung gusto naming marating, yung mga nasa tuktok ng bundok, kaya medyo talagang hardcore talaga. Kasi ang napupuntahan namin is like say Sierra Madre, Taparcan.
Yeah.
Basta ang gusto lang namin yung kami lang muna yung nauuna sa tuktok na bundok. Yun yung talagang first priority namin. Kahit mahirap, kahit magkagiba-giba na, kahit matulog sa daan, basta makarating kami. Kaya enjoy kami. Thankful naman kami kay JEC kasi inaakay na kami dahan-dahan sa mga ganitong activities. May tinayo pa siyang Pilipinas Overlanders. Yun yung mga gustong sumama lang sa amin na mag-overland lang. Ayaw nila yung masisira yung auto nila. Hindi ako masaya. budol. Yung cam up na sobrang reliable pagdating sa off-road. Sa totoo lang, no, marami na namin ginagamit na winch. Like say other brand, ayaw ko na magsalita, no. Pero yung cam up is sobrang maraming nag-enjoy sa amin. Hindi siya ganun kamahal, pero yung tibay is sulit talaga.
Sulit siya for what you're paying
Hindi
for.
for promotional lang or salita. Kaya ako, owner of FSR, lagi ko sinasabi sa mga supplier ko is tatry ko muna kung okay ako. Pag okay ako, saka ko lang isa-sale sa FSR. One time, no, na pinadalan nga ako ni boss, and then sabi niya, try gibain, o bahala ka na kung ano. Huwag mo, basta gamitin mo. Torture test namin. Dumating kami sa point na, tangina, sige, gigibain ko talaga to, giba. Ngayon, wala, hindi namin magiba, kaya yun na, nandun na sa akin. Then yung number one product ko ngayon pagdating sa recovery is cam up winch is the best.
So question number 3. So guys, if we all talked about what our first overlanding / off-roading trip was, I'm gonna ask you guys now, what was the most unforgettable experience you've had so far in overlanding and or off-roading? Go ahead, Boss Jack. Let's start with you.
Sa akin naman, ang pinaka-memorable was yung Mindoro Boracay namin. That was 2020, bago mag-lockdown. Yun yung tawid dagat na expedition namin. 5 days, 5 days.
4 nights and 5 days.
Oo. Nag-beach camp kami sa Mindoro, and then after namin mag-beach camp sa Mindoro, nag-byland kami para pumunta sa port ng Katiklan. Then stayed sa Boracay, and then yun, napakasaya nung gabi na yun. Nasa Henan kami noon for dinner buffet. So na-overwhelm sila pagdating namin dun. Yung unlimited beer nila, sumuko talaga. Ubus namin yung mga keg. After nung inalabas yung keg, wala na sila. Nagpabili sa tindahan, no? Bote-bote na yung binigay sa amin. So, yun, isa sa pinaka-memorable at pinaka-masaya yun para sa akin.
Yung sa akin naman, no, alam mo yung, kaya nagiging challenge sa akin to para makaganti ako eh. Totoo eh.
Parang may galit ka, bro.
Nabudol
Hindi talaga bro, budol na budol ako talaga doon.
Ano yun?
Yung Lake Tabeo namin. Kaya may challenge ako doon. Sando challenge lang pag pumunta doon. Saka Ligo challenge lang. Para makaganti naman ako. Imagine mo, 3 days kami doon. And then 2 nights, no? Never akong umalis sa harap ng kusina. Talagang gusto ko lang magluto hanggang makauwi kami. Imagine mo,
ka sa kalan.
pag-ihaw kasi hindi ko na ginagawa yun. Pero sabi ko, ako na mag-iihaw. Pati yung burger, inihaw ko na lang din. Totoo lang, grabe. Sobrang, alam mo yun, hindi makakalimutan yun. Sobrang saya. Kaya sa akin, no, yung mga may plan na mag-overland, no? Start nyo na para ma-enjoy nyo yung kung ano man yung salapin nyo. Hindi mababayaran ng pera yung experience mo about overlanding, off-roading. Hindi nyo mabibili yun sa tindahan. Actually, wala naman sa ibang bansa yung para mag-enjoy kayo. Andito sa Pilipinas, mas marami kayong matutuklasan na, like say, ito katulad nito. Itong lugar na to, sobrang ganda nito. Yung sa CamSur na, sobrang panalo nito. At sa totoo lang, no? Ito yung grupo namin, actually, siguro 10% o 20% lang kami nandito. Nagkakilala lang kami sa FSR. Nagkasama-sama kami.
Sa Budol Bay.
Budol Bay namin.
Budol Bay
Totoo
ng
lang.
FSR.
Kaya thankful ako kasi kung hindi dahil sa 4x4, hindi ko ito makikilala itong mga new friends ko.
Sa Pilipinas Offroaders, ang masasabi ko lang, we're talking about unforgettable experience. Ang masasabi ko lang, pagka kayo napasama sa Pilipinas Offroaders, lahat ng lakad namin unforgettable. Di ba guys? Yes. Kasi yung camaraderie, yung brotherhood, yung lahat, walang iwanan nandito sa Pilipinas Offroaders. This is what I like about this group. Si FSR, wag mo sabihin siya yung may-ari ng FSR. Pag nasiraan siya, susuot yan sa ilalim ng rig. For everybody. Ipagluluto ka pa.
Magluluto pa yan.
Yan.
Most memorable ko, yung previous trail namin sa Riot na munti ko na talaga akong tumaob eh.
Grabe yun ah.
Ang nag-recover sa akin come up winch bro F-boy. Kasi yung kung mapapansin mo kung nandun ka sa scene na yon, halos seryoso na lahat eh. Kasi critical yung situation talaga ng sasakyan. Tapos nung medyo na-relieve lang ako, nakita kong umaangat na yung sasakyan ko eh. Ibig sabihin nahihila na ni cam up. Doon nasubukan din talaga yung tibay ng come up winch.
Hindi na siya 50-50.
Ano, 90-10 na ba? O
Parang 90-10 na lang yun. Oo, grabe yun. Yung kay Christian eh. Pero kami naman marami na namin experience about sa mga gumugulong, yung mga ganun. For me, no? Kaya sanay na rin kami sa ganun eh. Ubos na rin yung kaba namin sa recovery.
Nalunod, gumulong.
Pero ako, no, personal ko na experience. Yung 36 hours na nagpagulong-gulong FJ Cruiser ko na red. Pero isa yung hinangaan kong produkto na dumating ako nun. Yung rigid talaga. Hindi na sira. Hanggang ngayon, buhay pa. To be honest,
36 hours sa ilalim ng tubig yun.
nagpagulong-gulong, wasak yung FJ Cruiser.
Yeah.
Oh.
Di ba inanod dito?
Oo.
Nakuha yun parang mga 700 meters away na.
No.
Yay.
Regents.
Rigid. Hanggang ngayon buhay, walang damage, walang sap. Pero yung FJ wasak.
yun lang. Oh.
Grabe, ang ganda ng produkto na yun. As in sobra. Buhay pa.
Sa ilalim nga ng tubig.
Nakailaw pa eh.
Oo, nakailaw.
Yung convoy ng Pilops, malalamang Pilops yung kumo-convoy sa kapag yung nasa likod niya, mga chase lights ng rigid. Kumbaga trademark na ng Pilops.
Last question, okay. What is your message to first-timers, and people who want to try off-roading? Ano mga dapat gawin at mga hindi dapat gawin for this?
I think for first timers,
Tino, go ahead.
just enjoy it. I think that's important. Just enjoy it. Not everything runs as expected sometimes, right? Weather changes, trail change. Enjoy your time, enjoy the friendship, the camaraderie with all the guys. That's important. And then you will have a great time.
Okay, sa lahat ng first timer na gustong mag-try ng ganito, hindi naman kailangan gumastos ng malaki. So siguro piliin nyo lang muna. Una, alamin nyo muna yung grupong sasamahan nyo. Not necessarily Pilops, pero kung sa amin kayo sasama, di welcome kayo dito sa amin. Pero para makatipid muna, tingnan nyo yung budget nyo, alamin nyo, magtanong-tanong kayo or magkonsulta nyo si FSR kung ano yung pwedeng ikabit sa eto lang yung budget. Pero I'm sure budulin kayo nan, yung bank account nyo wag nyong papakita. Sa pang pinagaan, hindi naman kailangan weekly mag-trail, pero talagang hahanap-hanapin nyo to lalo na kung enthusiast, diba? Outdoor enthusiast.
Ako naman, no, yung mga may plan na mag-overland or trail, talagang ang kinakabit ko lang is medyo di kalidad na produkto. Para pagdating sa trail, pagdating sa mga ganitong campsite, wala kayong problema. Para ayaw ko rin ng stress eh. Pag umaalis kami magkakasama. FSR, sira yung ganito. Ako na i-stress. Kaya for me, no, mag-invest na kayo sa mga magagandang produkto. No? True experience ko naman, no, na mga kinakabit ko dati dahil meron akong Estrada. Yung kinakabit ko talaga dati is yung mura lang. Hanggang dumating ako sa point na sira na naman. Kaya yung lahat ng na kinabit ko nung na-experience ko, hindi ko na ginawang paninda sa FSR. Nag-invest na ako at naghanap na ako ng mga source na mga high-end, and then yun na lang yung in-apply ko sa mga client ko. As of now, wala akong sakit ng ulo. Ito yung pag-overland is magiging masaya kayo dito pag wala kayong stress na nangyayari sa auto nyo. Kaya for me, bili kayo ng magandang rig or 4x4 and then kabitan nyo ng quality ng mga produkto, say ERB or MCC bumper, propender, cam up, rigid light, BF guitars, lessen yung stress nyo sa pagtitrain. Kaya for me, yun lang yung may advice ko sa mga bago pa lang at mayroong planong off-road and then yung overlanding. Okay? Thank you.
Ako naman, ang may impart ko lang kasi syempre marami nang nabubuong off-road group ngayon. So, yung sinasamahan nyo, alamin nyo lang muna kasi mahirap yung sasama kayo tapos yung akala nyo magtuturo sa inyo, hindi rin ganon ka-experience, hindi rin marunong, tapos yung iiwan kayo. So, talagang piliin nyo yung kasama nyo kasi napakaraming off-road group ngayon. Yung off-road community ngayon sobrang laki. So, kung ako sa inyo, hahanap ako dun sa alam kong hanggang dulo magkakasama. Hindi yung sa sa masaya lang. Kasi kami na-experience na namin 27 hours trail, walang tulugan, 36 hours, walang bitawan. So, importante kasi sa off-road is teamwork.
Okay guys, thank you very much everybody.
Thank you, Team Ridemax from Pilipinas Offroaders. Upak!
So guys, it's our last day and it's been quite an adventure. And before we go back to the hustle and bustle of city living, I think it's a good idea for us to have a quick recap of the things that happened. So after covering the Manila Auto Salon from the SMX Convention Center, we drove to Shell Laguna where we got to meet Boss FSR and company. From there, we had a quick dinner, we had a quick talk, and we planned for our next part of our trip. The next part of our trip was driving from Shell Laguna all the way to CWC, namely Camarines Sur Water Sports Complex. From there, we got to meet Boss JEC and everybody else who's part of the group. And we had our first breakfast and then we drove all the way to Poblacion Siruma Beach. From here, we got to experience the cars, we got to enjoy everything, and most of all, we got to enjoy nature. The feeling of being able to put the sand in between your toes is quite an experience that I did truly miss. I barely used these shoes while I was here. But then again, before anything else, I want to say thank you very much to Boss JEC, Boss FSR, and everybody else for inviting us for being a part of this adventure. Truly, here at Team Ridemax Philippines, we did enjoy. We were able to use everything. We used all of our equipment at its proper use. The BF Goodrich tires performed well driving through the mud, and we did some giveaways as well for our friends who were also using come-up winches. And when we were driving in the night, our friends from Rigid were also there to help us own the night. Malaking bagay nga to be able to have these parts on our rigs as we were making it through our routes. Once again, thank you very much to everybody for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. And until then, this has been Team Ridemax Adventures, and we'll see you for the next adventure.